Hello everyone, this is Simmer Lupin and I'm back with Sherlock Holmes, Secret of the Silver Earring. There's Lestrade and Watson is just standing there behind him. And now we have to read the, oh, those just stay in their usual places. Okay, I have to read the documents that Sherlock gave us, so let's see. Whoa! Holy cow, that's a lot of documents. That's... Okay, so I guess this is going to be a lot of reading first. Scotland Yard documents, okay? Report on the investigation. The case of Sherringford Hall. Inspector in charge, Lestrade. 14th of October, 1897. Before 11 o'clock in the evening, Sir Melvin Bromsby, engineer, architect, and contractor of renown, was slain by a single gunshot in his mansion, Sherringford Hall. The crime, the author of which is still undetermined, took place in the ballroom during the reception arranged by the victim in honor of his daughter's return to England. She had spent the last several years in finishing school on the continent. Despite the presence of 100 witnesses, no precise testimony was obtained regarding the exact circumstance of this horrific act. Nevertheless, based upon certain evidences... That's interesting. There is a presumption of suspicion towards the daughter of the victim, Miss Lavinia Bromsby. Instrument of the crime! It was a tuba. No. Report of Inspector Lestrade. Instrument of the crime. The bullet extracted from the corpse of the victim corresponds to the caliber of the revolver found in Miss Lavinia Bromsby's purse. This purse, found on the floor, was near the door from which Miss Lavinia Bromsby first appeared after the mortal shot was fired. All the witnesses agree that the sound of the shot originated at or near this very same doorway. The revolver is an old small-bore Wright, which is also a highly reliable weapon. This would explain why the only shot fired was mortal, despite a distance of several dozen feet and a difficult angle. Miss Lavinia claims that the victim personally gave her this revolver before the crime, for the purpose of her protection against some unnamed threat. This account can be supported by the fact that these models are impossible to find on the continent where Miss Lavinia has spent these last years. Premeditation can be excluded if she is found to be the murderer. So she decided to murder her father on her 18th birthday? Well, that's not a very good birthday present to yourself. No, it's not. I mean, not in front of all those people. That's the worst birthday present ever. Motive. The motive. The victim, even if he had few or even no friends, still might not have enemies capable of committing this act. His strong unpopularity among his domestics was compensated by the attractive wages he paid them. His business partners spoke of him as a tough but fair player, according to the criterions of this environment. The fact that he spent long years in India was solely devoted to his business precludes any crime of jealousy or passion. Finally, the modus operandi doesn't correspond to the typical revenge killing by this or that Hindu sect. Though these things do happen. The motive, then, must apply to his holdings or something quite personal. Another line of reasoning that points to Miss Lavinia Bromsby. Seems like an incomplete sentence there. According to H. Grimble, the partner of Sir Bromsby, her relationship with her father had become so strained that Sir Bromsby visited his daughter only once during these past 6 years. Wow. A local constable must contact Mr. H. Fowlett, the attorney of Sir Bromsby, in order to recover the essential parts of his last will and testament, if it exists. Also, I realized later that, the guy got shot on stage and all these people sitting around, some of them were anxious and upset, but some of the old soldiers and some of his business partners were like, meh, oh, wow, the guy's dead. Well, better keep downing the alcohol. Wow, this stuff is really good. Great party, huh? Especially the part where the guy got shot. Ah, well, who cares? Wow. The development of the crime. It developed in a dark room. The development, with regards to the distance and the angle of shooting, it would be reasonable to suppose that only an expert marksman could have succeeded in making such a shot, but the factor of probability still exists and admits other possibilities. The testimony of the group of cabmen who were in the ideal place to have observed such matters saw no one leave through the service door after the shooting, and up until the time when one of the domestics locked it from the outside. All the windows are equipped with thick bars, and the fortuitous presence of the maid at the stairwell indicates that no one ascended to that floor. The testimony of Miss Lambert, the governess, indicates that she noticed only 2 people absent from the ballroom during Sir Bromsby's arrival: Mr. Horace Fowlett, the victim's attorney, and Miss Lavinia Bromsby. The domestics had been specifically instructed that all the guests were to be present during Sir Bromsby's entrance. I have been persuaded, by all accounts, that anyone who left the ballroom had returned before Sir Bromsby's entrance. Sir Horace Fowlett hasn't gone through the gates of the mansion of Sherringford Hall. The only person whose movements were unaccounted for at the time of the shooting is Miss Lavinia Bromsby. The chivalrous testimony of a young infantry officer who had confirmed that he saw her standing at the threshold of the door can be the only reason for not charging her with the murder. As Miss Bromsby was in a state of deep shock last evening, according to the local doctor who examined her, her interview was delayed until today. How many more? 2 more. Scotland Yard report. Different handwriting. General information about the man called Sir Melvin Bromsby. No official involvement as a defendant in any criminal or civil matter. Oh, this is... Wow, that cursive. No appearance as a witness in any criminal or civil law case. Complainant as to a robbery committed at a fair stand in St. Bartholomew in July 1861. Judgment of the case was favorable for the Crown. A fair stand? Wow, that's minor. Melvin Bromsby. Dear Sherlock, here is all of the information that we know about the late Sir Melvin Bromsby. Who sent this? Mycroft! Born in 1842 in Stratfordshire, of a modest family, he finished his studies of architecture and civil engineering owing to the scholarship and financial assistance. And, wow, there are a lot of spaces here. Look at that, that's kind of weird. Financial assistance of his elder sister, who owned a florist shop. How'd she get the money? After he was awarded his diploma, he was employed by a small firm, which he later left for a large enterprise, the Salinger Company. Should that C be capitalized? I don't know. In 1872, he was sent to India to assist in the construction of a bridge for the army. At the end of this project in 1874, he left his position with Salinger and founded his own enterprise in Bombay. At that same time, he courted Carlotta Campbell. Ooh, these spaces are weird. The second daughter of Colonel Campbell, OBE, commander-in-chief of an important local garrison. The military appreciated Bromsby's straightforwardness and business acumen. Thus, the army entrusted him with many contracts for constructing barracks and other types of work. In 1877, he was married to Carlotta. His business flourished, and he hired a young accountant, Mr. Grimble, who later became Bromsby's personal assistant. An ideal candidate for the position, Grimble excelled at his various administrative tasks, so Bromsby's business had continued to prosper over the years. In 1879, Carlotta Bromsby nee Campbell died, giving birth to their daughter, Lavinia. Well, that's sad. Bromsby's business enjoys great success. However, the fact that he has been awarded nearly all of the Army's civilian contracts has aroused the jealousy and suspicion of other British businessmen in India. Ooh. It has been rumored that he gained his fortune through the exploitation of his Indian laborers and the British workmen, poor working conditions, and miserable wages. Yeah. But he paid his domestic staff well. In 1884, upon learning of the death of his elder sister, he decided to return home and prepared the transfer of his business interests to England. He also invested his money in several cement factories, which permitted him to reduce his costs further and thus increase his profits. In 1891, he sent his daughter to study at a finishing school near St. Moritz in Switzerland. She has just returned to England several days ago. You don't say! He was awarded a knighthood in 1892. I don't know if he really deserved it. There are several cases where his name has been mentioned because of the suggested fraud with his contracts and ill usage of convict laborers at his factories. Yeah, I'm not surprised someone shot you through the heart. Such practices are common in London business circles, and his wealth allowed him to avoid scrutiny by the courts. Thus, when his behavior is weighed within the current climate of commercial morality, he is neither angel nor demon. Assuming his business assets are included, his current fortune would be measured in the tens of thousands of pounds. That would make him one of the wealthiest contractors in Britain. There's another reason to kill him. I wish you good luck in this case, Mycroft. Whew.
All this is very interesting.
And very long.
According to the evidence, it seems that the shooter was not in the ballroom or the corridor. Where was he then?
Are you finished, Watson? Shall we go? Let us return to Sherringford Hall.
Teleport service. Holmes, are you sure about this teleport service? It makes my stomach feel very ill. Teleportation cabby! Yes. Our heroes arrive on the scene. Plus Lestrade.
Sirs, please, go right in. Please wait here, gentlemen. I will see if Miss Lavinia is receiving callers. She's in her room.
Where is her room? Talk to me.
Well, Mr. Grimble, I didn't expect to see you here at this hour.
I am worried about Miss Lavinia, needless to say. I also thought I might learn something of interest about the investigation. This difficulty, if it persists, can do great harm to the business.
Sir Bromsby and Miss Lavinia had rather strained relations, it seems.
Well, Sir Bromsby and Miss Lavinia have never got on very well. Of late, their distance had grown due to the influence of several incidents.
Incidents? Talk.
What sort of incidents, precisely?
I do remember one instance in India, where Sir Bromsby attacked a friend of Miss Lavinia. He was our native cartman's son. It seems he spilled a jug full of water that was intended for Sir Bromsby to wash his face. Bromsby began cursing and thrashing the boy before his daughter's very eyes. Miss Lavinia took her friend's part and spoke to her father most rudely.
The devil, you say? What occurred next?
There is no one in the whole of India who would have dared address Sir Bromsby in such a manner.
There should.
He stayed closeted in his office for the entire day. The next day, he fired the carter. But despite these incidents, I am still sure that Miss Lavinia sincerely loved her father.
I'd find it very difficult to do that when a kid spills a jug of water and you start beating them for it. I wouldn't call talking back to him rude. I'd call that necessary. Jeez. I can't exactly say I'm sorry the guy's dead. I can't feel sorry that he's dead. Obviously, murder is still wrong, and we need to catch the murderer, but, can't say I'm surprised. Jeez. You know, even... You know, you talk about a guy who, thing about the guys at the party, his friends, business interests, that we were like, oh, he's dead, I'll just keep drinking the wine. You know, it reminds me of Ebenezer Scrooge. You know, his business partner, his business associates, they were like so cavalier when he in the potential timeline where he died all alone. They're like, whatever. I wonder who gets his money. You know, it's kind of one of those situations. And yet, Scrooge wasn't awful enough to actually physically beat someone. Jeez. Or beat a kid. I think he might have drawn the line there. Like, seriously?
I'm sorry, but I have to go.
All right, as you wish. I shall remain here.
Oh, yeah. Remember where I've heard that voice before in one of the future games. Wow. You don't realize... This room looks so much bigger without that ridiculous set of tables. Whew. Well, time for another circuit around the house.
I have to leave you, sirs. I need to verify certain things.
Stay there, Watson. Stay right there.
The more we consider the facts of this affair, the more mysterious it becomes.
The important thing is to be precise and rigorous in your analysis. But at Scotland Yard, we know this well. Reminds me a bit of bad business I resolved. I believe it involved a theft of sticks from a polo team.
I have myself engaged in this sport but a few years ago.
Really?
Do you enjoy the sport of polo, Mr. Grimble? No. You cannot imagine the benefits of this sport. To achieve perfect form and union, man with horse.
A little like the waltz, eh?
Exactly. Except that with this sport, mounting is at full speed, which complicates things singularly. I don't follow you.
What?
The team from Brixton, in my opinion, is the finest example of how polo should be played.
Perhaps they may well be. But what would you say about that last match of the Old Goats Rangers?
What?
They were absolutely splendid. But what of the Brixton team?
We're stuck in the middle of
the cause of some ruckus about a matter of corruption.
That went on longer than it really needed to be. Okay, Okay. I don't get a house map? Really? Okay, fine. Wasn't this the spot where there was the mark on the doorway? Okay, let's do another circuit around this ridiculous place. Okay, this should be what? Kitchen. There's the chef still at work.
May I come in?
Well, oh, take that!
Be wary of the guy that's wielding the hatchet with such fury.
Pardon me. It is already quite dead, you know.
Oh, you frighten me! I have a case of the nerves, you understand. I cannot find my bottles.
Are you drinking and wielding a large knife? I think we should get out of here.
On the table.
No, not those. That is a poor vintage. The 2 bottles that the old crap, God rest his soul, ordered up from London for the party. Both were 18-year-old whiskey, perfect for the digestion and the heart's sorrows.
There should have been an apostrophe with hearts.
And who could have taken them?
I'm sure that the barman from Hartford stumbled them. Who else would know to take those particular bottles over the others?
Good point.
Very good. I will leave you to your chicken then.
That's it.
Even Sherlock's finding this extremely awkward. Let's get out of here. The chef's taking his frustration out on the dead chicken. Hello, suit of armor. Bye, suit of armor. So this should be the smoking room, I think. Yes! Oh. What do you know? A pair of gloves. White gloves.
To whom does this belong?
White gloves, just like that piece of clothing we found earlier. The smoking room. But no smoke, thankfully. Come on, Sherlock. Nothing in there. Can I... There you go. Ooh, it's dark in here now. Nothing there. Still haven't gotten the whole running thing. I mean, it should work, but it isn't. Guess there's nothing hidden there. No. Okay, so that was the smoking room. So this should be the powder room, if I remember correctly. That should lead to the stair. Yep. Okay.
A handbag of Lavinia Bromsby. I do not favour ransacking a lady's personal property, but I think she will be understanding.
I hope she'll be understanding. Unpack. Program of London Opera.
A programme for the London Opera.
Harrington's letter. Documents. I said documents. Dear Miss Lavinia, excuse my boldness and do believe in my most sincere condolences and honorable affections in this terrible time. I cannot excuse myself if I allow you to face all of this on your own. I ordered my valet to move my possessions to the Queen's Arm, which is the nearest inn to Sherringford Hall. Not to be confused with the other inn, which is the Queen's Leg, and the other inn, which is the Queen's Thumb. The Queen's Thumb is a really weird place, I'm telling you. I would be greatly honored if you could allow me to make myself useful to you. At my new lodgings, I am but a few minutes away, should you require my assistance. I took care to forget my gloves at your mansion, so that my visit to call on you would not invite any undue speculations or gossip. Sincerely and eternally yours, Lieutenant... whatever that is, Parrington. Settle down, orchestra. Nothing else here. Why was there a picture of that actress on the table? No, let's see. Pardon me. Sorry about that. I had to take a phone call and then I had to get up and do a few things, so... Let's see. Where was I? Right. Lieutenant Harrington is being very, Lieutenant Harrington is seriously crushing on Lavinia Bromsby. Although whatever. Nothing here.
Closed.
Closed. My eternal enemy. Locked doors.
Closed.
There she is. I couldn't remember if there was actually a place for her room where we could go into. Guess not. Let's see if I can go up the stairs.
No, I need more information.
Okay, out this way then. Can't run. Why can't I run? Running is not working. Okay, I replayed part of the game. Wanted to point this out. New documents that we haven't read are actually colored pink like this. So let's read that. Okay, I just went out to the ballroom and Lavinia was not there, so I clicked on the letter and she should be there, and apparently not. Okay.
Closed. No, I need more information.
I am sorry about that. Maybe I'll cut out the explanation anyway. The reason why why I backtracked like this is because I got a phone call right as I was I'll probably edit it right when I was going to see Lavinia, and I got a phone call right as I was approaching, and the game audio was still playing even, when I had to cut out the phone call, so I lost game audio. I mean, there were still subtitles, but it bugged me, so, I went back a little bit. Now, if only I can figure out what in the world I didn't do. Oh, wait. I think I know what I did wrong. I didn't talk to him, did I?
Mr. Grim?
Yeah.
What's the devil?
There is no...
I'm sorry.
Make a note, everybody. Talk to everybody. Look everywhere. I need to remember that myself. Oh, this is such a mess. There you are. Okay, now let's continue where we left off before I got interrupted.
I feel quite ready to answer your questions now, Mr. Holmes. Yesterday I was not in my right senses. I do want to encourage you, on the sound advice of Mr. Grimble. He explained to me that everything my father built during his entire life may collapse unless this gossip ceases and this matter is resolved. Do you agree, Mr. Holmes?
Whatever the truth is, I will reveal it.
I think I need to turn down the background music. It's a little loud and overpowering on the voices.
First of all, it is necessary for me to know your acts and your movements during this unfortunate event.
First I attended my appearance in the powder room. Then, as my father requested, I was standing quietly just inside the ballroom. I powdered my face one last time, while everyone, including myself, was watching my father. Suddenly, I heard this noise from behind me, and then I saw my father stagger and fall. Oh, my dear Lord. So I ran to his side and found that he was dead.
What was your relationship with your father?
We barely saw or even wrote to one another for 6 years. But the father that met me upon my return was not the man I remembered. Something in his eyes had changed. There was a wariness there, and perhaps even some unexplained anxiety.
Forgive me, but it seems Lieutenant Harrington has made himself responsible for your care.
Oh, he has proved himself to be most
That's a rather
gallant
awful way
and
to put it.
considerate. I have no friends here, other than Mr. Grimble. Mr. Harrington neither requested nor expected any recognition for his kind interventions, and was most attentive yesterday evening.
He did all the talking for me.
Thank you for answering my questions, miss.
Oh, it is me who should be thanking you.
As I mentioned to you before, if this investigation is to proceed properly, it'll be necessary to examine your father's personal documents. May we see his office? I suppose Sir Bromsby kept his papers in this drawer.
Watch out!
What? Why?
God!
It must be one of Fowlett's inventions. Sir Bromsby mentioned he had asked his lawyer to devise security measures to protect his private documentation. I remember now that Fowlett has a unique passion for mechanizations and automatons. I had no idea what kind of devices he had created.
Inspector Lestrade, I give you leave to tend to your appearance. I doubt you can return to the yard in such disrepair. I will now examine this room according to my methods.
A drawer? A drawer fixed with an explosive charge? Again? They did that in Mystery of the Mummy. Adjusting the volume. Except in the Mystery of the Mummy, it was a lethal bang! Be careful when opening drawers in the Sherlock Holmes games. They may explode! This is ridiculous. Okay, let's see about the game sound, shall we? Options. Okay, sound. Effects, music. Let's turn that down just a bit. I said down. 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 There we go. It's kind of weird. Okay, let's go with that. Okay? Okay. Resume. Maybe a bit too low. Okay. Options. There we go. Click and drag. That was it. You can also use the escape button to skip. That's better, I think. Okay, let's examine this booby-trapped desk.
The page from this book has been marked. Let's examine it.
That's for later. Bromsby.
The young Lavinia, with her grandfather, no doubt. I need something. A Masonic symbol, no doubt.
Huh. There's someone else in this picture. Who is it? Horace Fowler, just what we need. Another crazed inventor. Next thing you'll tell me this whole place is rigged to go. Huh? That might be everything. Looks like it. Let's see. Piece of book. Piece of newspaper. Piece of book. Piece of book. Yeah, everything was destroyed.
It is the pieces of the English edition of the Indian newspaper.
The Indian newspaper. I guess there's only one? I don't know. Okay. Yeah, see, these are all the new things. Medieval French art. The first examples of this art from now on named crude colored woodcuts date back to the first decade of the Middle Ages. At that time, there was neither any artistic nor other rationale for hiding one picture inside another. The motivations were sometimes subversive because certain subjects were forbidden to be artistically represented. Today, this technique is still rarely used, and the general majority of crude-colored woodcuts conceal only animals or joyful personages in Baroque landscapes. Weird. Oh. Oh, that's not good. Because that's Lavinia holding a rifle. Meaning her granddaddy taught her how to use a rifle. Meaning she could be a very good shot with a revolver. Not good. Sorry about that. My dog started making more noise, so I had to take her somewhere. I had to move her to another room. Whatever. I took care of it, and I'll start over. You guys won't see it, but I already read this letter, but I'll read it again just to be without any noise or growling or barking or any of that. My dear... Letter from Fowler to Bromsby. My dear friend, I would not miss this reception at any cost. I cannot help but envision the sight of Miss Lavinia's eyes when you make your announcement. Fear not, I have not received any bad news from my friend, the customs official. Customs? I will see you then, on the day after tomorrow. Your friend, Horace Fowlet. P.S. This book will certainly help you to understand my preferences in art that you found so debatable during your last visit. One more challenge! Okay. Burnt paper with a code. Remember, I still have the original of the puzzle concerning the code in my something something. 55 is the number to be found by adding... Weird. A piece of a newspaper. 21st of September, 1896. Piece of book, translated from French, Jean de something. That's the problem with, booby-trapping the drawer with something incendiary. You burn the contents. Moron. No. Okay, that should be everything here. What's this?
This bridge is quite impressive. It must have been a considerable undertaking.
So Bromsby in front of the Kalidasa Abyss. Ooh. That is... What would you call it? A suspension bridge? Any architecture people around to talk about this kind of bridge? No? Yes? I don't know. Okay. Anything else around here?
Look here. This message just came for me. 2 days ago, Mr. Horace Fowler was seen leaving for the North Country. The constable for the town of Flatton, where the solicitor resides, obtained this information from Fowler's neighbours.
I have a bad feeling about this, Watson. What would you say to a short jaunt to Flatton to finish off our day?
No objection at all, Holmes.
Yeah, Mr. Fowler said he wouldn't miss this reception for anything, and yet, to all knowledge, he never showed up. That's not good. That's not a good omen. Let's go check out his place. Although, I don't know how long I've been recording, so, I'm gonna stop recording and then start again and just keep on going, because I really do need to set a timer. I'll set a timer in between recordings, but I'm gonna stop now and we'll check out Fowlet's house in the next video! Remember, if you like this video, or you pity me and my struggles with this game and all my interruptions, remember to do things like press that like button, leave a comment and tell me how I'm doing. Well, not great, admittedly, but, or consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already, or, consider sharing this with your friends on social media. Every little bit helps, and you can also check out some of my other videos and playlists, which I'll put at the end here, and, I'll see you guys next time with more of Sherlock Holmes, Secret of the Silver Earring. Bye.